Alright guys, so today not only is it the 100th cha-ching, yay! Amelia's birthday is tomorrow. She is going to be 1 year old tomorrow. Look at it, she is such a turkey, oh my gosh. And for her birthday, not only is she getting a new softy blankie, some new toys, special birthday treats, but she's also getting a vet appointment. Yay! So she's not going to be very thrilled with that, but since she is a year old, I want to get her just a checkup, and she's been itching her ears like more than what I think is typical for a dog. They're a little red and dry on the inside, so I want to make sure it's not like some sort of allergy or something. If maybe we'll have to change her food or something like that. I know with my last Shih Tzu she had a bit of an ear issue at one point, but you know, it wasn't anything serious, it was just allergies, so I'm assuming it's kind of the same thing for her. So she's gonna be doing that for her birthday. Peach, I gotta sit you down. Oh my gosh, I cannot hold you this whole time. I apologize. Like, I'm already sweating. Alright, and with that little bit of introduction, we are going to get into our 100th cha-ching. So this is just a very exciting video all around. So we're going to start in with where we left off. The first thing that I have is an Eldrith candle lampshade. So this was an Eldrith pottery piece that had a cat theme to it. It was like a lampshade that you would stick on top of like a candle that you had. I found this at a yard sale and I think I paid $5 or less for it, and it sold for $59.99. I do like to pick up Eldrith pieces when I see them. Some pieces definitely sell a little better. Definitely keep your eye out for Santa Clauses made by Eldrith, as well as the redware. I feel like the redware pieces can also sell sometimes a little more for a little more money than some of the blue salt glazed ones. Next we have a vintage from 1971 Penguin Rubber Kids Squeaker toy. This sold for $19.99, and I picked this up at a church rummage sale, and I'm pretty sure I paid $1 for that. I also sold a Merry Mushroom salt and pepper set for $19.99. Those came from a yard sale where I picked up a couple pieces of the Merry Mushroom themed pieces, and I'm pretty sure those were $1 or $2. This next item was a Stife Winnie the Pooh. This was for Kanga and Roo Stife plushes. These sold for $359.99. I did win these at an auction. I can't remember exactly what I paid for them. They had like the whole set, and I won all of them except for like the main characters, which was weird because the more offbeat characters, you know, the other person didn't want. So they took like Pooh and Tigger, and, you know, I had Kanga and Owl and, you know, those characters. And I don't know if I have any more of those left. Next we have a Lush item. This was for a solid shampoo called The Pool. That sold for $19.99. That did come from one of my Lush subscription boxes. Ever since I had COVID and had like my hair loss, and I switched over to the shampoo and conditioner that's really just been working for me lately. I try not to use other shampoos and conditioners, so I wasn't really interested in keeping this one. I do like the solid shampoo bars though. They're just really convenient, and they last a while. So, but I did end up letting that one go. And if you are at all interested in seeing my Lush subscription boxes, I do make videos on my other YouTube channel, and the link is always down in my description box, along with the link to my eBay store. I sometimes get questions like, where my eBay store is or what my eBay store is, the links are always down in the description box. Next we have another Winnie the Pooh item. This was for a Disney Tigger light up tree house that sold for $109.99. That also came from an auction. At one point the auction just had like a lot of Winnie the Pooh items. The auctioneer said that the lady that it all belonged to used to be a teacher, and I guess like it was just the thing to do was to buy her anything Winnie the Pooh. So she just kind of amassed like a Winnie the Pooh type of collection. Next we have a pair of brass swordfish bookends. Those sold for $69.99. I can't exactly remember where we picked these up. I feel like they came from an auction. So I'd say we paid $20, maybe less for those. Some brass bookends can sell really well. I know I sold a butterfly set not that long ago as well. I sold a pair of cachet dress pants for $15.99. I had these for a very long time. And you can kind of tell sometimes when I do my cha-chings and you're seeing pictures of the items when there's something that's been a while that I've had, because my pictures aren't the best. I feel like I've definitely started taking way better pictures, a little more professional kind of looking and that type of thing since I got a light box and everything like that. Back when I was taking pictures like that with like things laying on the ground, which I still sometimes do with pants because it's just very hard. But at that point, I was having issues when I had my last dog that passed away, and you know, she just constantly wanted to be beside me, so it was very hard to do anything. So you know, I was always kind of just in a rush to at least try to accomplish some things and get things listed, so it was just a really hard time in general back then. Next we have this was for a vintage Sears pack of lantern mantles. So these are the things that go in those lanterns. They're called mantles. This sold for $19.99. These actually came with a lantern that Eric had purchased. So he just listed these separately because they didn't necessarily belong in the box. Someone had purchased them separately kind of thing, and they sold very quickly. Let's see. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items went to the same person, not a subscriber. This was someone who we sold a bunch of cast iron chocolate molds. People also use these to make hard candies, especially lollipops, and that's what this person was interested in using them for. So, you know, they purchased a bunch, and we won these at an auction for various prices. They're in my haul video of like what we paid for each individual one. I can't say for sure exactly what each one we paid for, but obviously it wasn't anywhere near what we sold them for. So the first one they bought was for 3 teacups. Those sold for $199.99. They also purchased the baby carriages. Those sold for $139.99. There was a set of leaping frogs that sold for $109.99. A set of perched birds that sold for $109.99. A set of sitting frogs that sold for $109.99. A very large rooster, this thing was huge, that sold for $159.99. And then they also purchased frogs on an old-fashioned bicycle that sold for $109.99. I actually had the same mold of the frogs on the bicycles. You saw that in like a cha-ching from way back, so you'll probably recognize that one. But definitely if you ever come across these chocolate molds, they are cast iron. They are worth like really good money, obviously. So it was just interesting that we stumbled upon an auction that had like another pretty much like collection of them kind of thing. And since we sold them already in the past, we knew what we could get for them again. And we still do have some left. The next one didn't go to the person who purchased all these other ones, but this is another cast iron one. This one was for the Puss in Boots. That one sold for $149.99. So great sales there. Next we have a pair of roller skates by Rydell. These were a zebra print. Those sold for $59.99. They came from a yard sale, and I'd say I paid about $5 for them. I sold a vintage Goosebumps thermos. So this was just the thermos. It didn't have a lunchbox or anything like that. That sold for $12.99, and I'm pretty sure that came from a yard sale, and I paid $1 for it. I also sold a pair of Torrid Palazzo style pants for $25.99. I'm pretty sure those also came from a yard sale, and I'd say I probably paid about $4 or $5 for them. The next 3 items did go to a subscriber named Margaret. She purchased a girly turkey candle for $9.99. I picked this up at a yard sale, and I'm pretty sure I paid $1 for it. I also sold to her a Disney Halloween tote for $19.99. I got that at a flea market, and I think I paid $4 for that. And then the last thing was a Lefton March birthday angel that sold for $19.99. And that probably came from, I don't know if that was a yard sale or an auction. I feel like I might have picked that up at a yard sale. So we'll go with $1 or $2 for that. Next we have a lot of vintage tin. These were by a company called Wolverine. They were a children's strawberry themed like kitchen dish play set. I did win those at an auction. I'd say I paid around $20-ish for them, and that lot sold for $89.99. Next we have an Ivanka Trump top that sold for $19.99. This I'm pretty sure came from a yard sale, so I'd say I paid about $1 for it. I also sold a pack of Waterpik replacement heads for Waterpik. Those sold for $49.99. They came from an auction. At one point, I had sold a brand new in the box Waterpik that came from the same auction for really good money. The replacement heads also sell really well. I sold an Avon vintage Night Magic miniature perfume. This was just for a tiny perfume. That sold for $13.99. That was from a lot of mini perfumes that I won at an auction. I also sold a little dollhouse miniature. This was for a little brass like mortar and pestle set. That sold for $9.99. This actually came from an auction. At one point when we won all those Monet trinket boxes, you guys remember those? I am going to be making a separate video on just all the Monet trinket boxes, kind of giving you a rundown of, you know, what we paid, what they sold for, what our profit has been thus far, and that type of thing, because I still have some, you know, that haven't sold. But anyway, where was I going with this? There were a couple of just like dollhouse miniatures on some of the trays that had the Monet trinket boxes. I don't know why, but I do have a couple sets of these, so I do think I still have like a couple left of those. Next we have a Vera Bradley Harry Potter backpack that sold for $169.99. I found this at a yard sale, and I think I paid $15 for it, so that was a really great score there. I also sold, this was just kind of creepy and weird, but they came up at the auction, and unfortunately, as gross as it is, taxidermy stuff can sell really well. I actually just sold some, someone's like butterfly slash bug collection that they had displayed in this, like box with a clear, you know, face, and they had like all of the insects and stuff pinned down. At the auction, there were a couple pieces of taxidermy, and that stuff can sell really, really well. This was for a squirrel. He sold for $149.99. I'd say we paid maybe around 50 or so for him. I can't remember exactly. But we do, I still think, have one other squirrel left. Next we have a Disney Snow White locket necklace playset. This was for like a vintage kids playset. It was kind of like Polly Pocket, but you know, it was like a necklace you could wear, and when you opened it up, it had like the figures and a little like scene type of thing. That sold for $26.99. It did come from a yard sale, and I'd say I paid about $2 for it. I also sold an R. John Wright. Oh my gosh, this one was a really good sale as well. This was for a Daffy Down Dilly mouse. So if you've never heard of R. John Wright before, he makes really intricate like felted type of pieces. There is like a gnat or something in here, and it's just driving me crazy. I just saw it like flip past my face. Anyway, I won this at an auction. There were a couple pieces by him at the auction, but this was the only one I managed to be able to win. And I feel like it's because some other people didn't even realize that it was an R. John Wright. I did pay up for it though. I do think I paid about $100 for the mouse. But anyway, regardless, he sold for $499.99. And he was just this little guy. I'd say yay big, just super tiny, but so super cute. And the buyer was incredibly thrilled with it. So that's all that matters to me. Next we have a lot of 4 vintage tin noisemakers. Those sold for $19.99. Those came from a church yard sale, and I'm pretty sure I paid $1 for the whole bag of them. I sold a crystal tone phone. This was brand new still. It kind of had like an amplified sound to it for people who are hard of hearing. That sold for $39.99. I got that at a yard sale, and I'd say I paid about $4 or $5 for it. I also sold a Barbie Glam Game Room playset. This was from 2009. It was brand new, still in its original box. That sold for $59.99, and that did come from a yard sale, and I'm pretty sure I paid $10 for it. I sold a Monster High Rebecca Steam doll for $29.99. I think this is the second time now that I have sold this same exact doll. She came from a tote of Monster High dolls that I had purchased at a yard sale. I bought a whole tote full for $50, and I still have more Monster High dolls to list. Let's see, we are at... This did go to a subscriber named Amy. This was for a Boyd's trinket box. It was shaped like a little purse. That sold for $13.99, and I'm pretty sure that came from a yard sale, and I'd say I paid about $1 for it. I sold a Grateful Dead bear. This had a snowflake print all over it. That sold for $19.99. That also came from a yard sale. I had purchased 3 different like Grateful Dead bears at the yard sale. I think I still might have one left. I'm not entirely sure, but I think she charged me $2 a piece on the bears. I also sold an Avon perfume in the fragrance called Wishing. That sold for $19.99. That came from an auction. I'd say about $1 into that. All right, next 8 items went to a subscriber named Sandra. So she purchased a lot of stuff from me. I do have a few subscribers who sometimes go on little shopping sprees in my store, and it's, oh my gosh, it just puts such a big smile on my face. I love that, you know, they come to my store to shop. And I also just like waking up to sales in the morning. It just, you know, it feels great, puts you in a good mood for the rest of the day. And, you know, as a reseller, you're continuously needing to bring in stuff, but you want stuff to go too. So if people are finding stuff that they enjoy, that they like, that they want, then that's, you know, room of stuff that's leaving that I can replace with new inventory type of thing. So I'm just very grateful for any sale that I get, because it means another space clear on a shelf or in a tote that I can put something new in. So the first thing she purchased was a Victoria's Secret Tropic Beach Body Spray that sold for $25.99. Got that at a yard sale, and I think I paid $3 or $4 for it. She also purchased a vintage from the 70s blanket. This was brand new by a company called Sleep.Well. That sold for $79.99. I feel like I had that for a while. I'm pretty sure it had come from an auction, but it might have been from a yard sale. So I can't remember exactly what I paid for that. She also purchased another Victoria's Secret body spray in Exotic Bloom. This one sold for $35.99. That came from the same yard sale I purchased the other one at, and I'm pretty sure she had those priced $2 or $3. She also purchased a vintage pillowcase by Wamsutta that sold for $7.99. I feel like that came from potentially a fill-a-bag rummage sale. She also purchased a set of 2 Avon Posy Pink lipsticks for $29.99. Those came from an auction. An owl necklace for $9.99. I'm pretty sure that one came from a yard sale. So I say $1 for that. A set of brand new Dan River pillowcases for $22.99. Those came from a yard sale, and I'd say $1 or $2 for those. And then she also purchased a Boyd's mini bear that had a sweater on that said smile. That sold for $25.99, and that came from a yard sale, I would say. So that was a lot of stuff. So thank you, Sandra. It's always fun to see your name, and there are some subscribers who, like, I recognize you right away when you purchase stuff because I see your names quite frequently. Next item we have was for a L'Oreal Double Eye Lift Gel. That sold for $34.99, and that did come from a beauty tray I won at the auction. I sold a Torrid sports bra for $25.99. That came from a thrift store, actually. I'm pretty sure I paid $4 for that. I sold a vintage board game. This was from 1999. It was called Pretty Pretty Princess. That sold for $29.99. I got that at a church sale, and I paid $1 for that. I also sold an Avon body spray in the scent Ocean Petals that sold for $9.99. That did come from an auction, and I have quite a number more of these body sprays. So I'm thinking if more of them don't sell soon, I'm probably gonna bump the price down even lower to try to like get them out. And then the last thing that I have for this cha-ching was a Kraft cheese singles box that sold for $21.99. Y'all know how much I love selling the Kraft cheese singles boxes. I think I only have one more left, and it's the yellow one. I don't have any more clear ones left. So that is everything for my 100th cha-ching. There was a lot of good ones in this one. As far as everything, I feel like sales kind of took a little bit of a dip within like the last day. The weekend was really good, but then like yesterday I didn't really get many sales like at all, so I'm not really quite sure what happened there. I'm still obviously trying to get things listed as often as possible, but when it comes to days like today where I am sitting down to record a video and then editing my video and trying to like put together other videos, like the day goes by, and by the time I do have some free time, like there's other stuff I want to do like around the house and that type of thing, so it just, getting things listed doesn't always happen every single day. That's just a fact of life. I wish I could get things listed every single day, but sometimes it doesn't happen. I have been seeing a slight uptick in returns as well. I feel like it has been a while since I've been having returns. So I did have 3 returns. One was a book someone purchased, and there wasn't something in it that they wanted, but they didn't ask that question before they purchased or anything like that, but whatever. So they sent that back. I relisted it. It's good to go. The other 2 returns, one was for like a clothing piece that they said was too small. It didn't fit. And I was curious about how that was all going to unfold, because this item was kind of like a costume. It was brand new in the box. So if they opened it, obviously I'm not going to receive it back in the same condition that I sent it. So I don't know how that's all going to work yet. As of today, they haven't shipped it back out yet. And they have until November 1st to ship the return back. I feel like eBay gives people way too long of a time frame to ship something back. Like, I understand, you know, giving them some time because, you know, not everyone can get to a post office every day of the week and that type of thing. But I feel like eBay just gives them so long to ship something back, which I think is a little nuts. So as of today, they haven't shipped it back yet. So I don't know. If they don't ship it by November 1st, then, you know, the return automatically closes, and that's that. And then the other return was for, I sold a Stein, and they said like it was loose at the handle or something, which I don't think they fully understand exactly how a Stein works type of thing. Like, there wasn't anything remotely wrong with it. So if something maybe did happen in shipping that I am not fully aware of, I haven't gotten it back yet. So I don't know. I haven't actually seen it or felt it or that type of thing. So that's 3 returns, well 2 now, because they did get the book back. And then 2 people have until November 1st to ship their return back. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get them back, maybe I won't. But definitely been seeing an uptick in returns. I've also been seeing a slight uptick in non-paying buyers. And again, it's more or less when offers are being sent out. For a while there, I had stopped sending offers because I felt like every offer that was being accepted wasn't being paid for, and it was frustrating me. So I stopped sending offers for a little while. But I have been sending offers, but again, I'm kind of seeing that same thing happening recently where I'm sending out offers, people are accepting, and then they're not paying. So that's frustrating. And then the only other thing that's been like frustrating me, so I sold a like cow figure the other day. It was one I just showed recently, I think, in a haul, I believe. And shortly after the person purchased it, they wanted to cancel the item, and the reasoning was that they accidentally placed an order. So I refunded them and relisted the item. What do you think happened next? Guess. What should sell the very next day but that cow figure? Same person. Guess what happened? They wanted to cancel their order because they placed the order by mistake. Okay, so that that was my mistake. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt to begin with. Like, okay, things happen. I understand, especially like, I kind of understand too if like a kid gets a hold of someone's phone, and it's easy sometimes. I accidentally purchased something by having my phone in my pocket and my finger because I was looking at an auction, and it's happened to me. I understand it happens. But happening twice, no. So I blocked that person. They're done. Like, you're not going to accidentally purchase my same item twice and not want to actually purchase it. So I blocked them, and I don't care. Like, I don't want my time wasted with them anymore. So that's that. But as far as everything else goes, I feel like, things are going good. I have reached my 20,000 subscribers here on YouTube for this channel. So I am going to be doing my giveaway video here soon. So definitely keep an eye out for that if you're interested in entering my giveaway. And yeah, I'm also going to be editing some videos and filming videos for my other channel as well. I was debating on putting my dollhouse video over on my other channel because there are some other videos that I want to do, but I don't feel like necessarily pertain to like what I'm doing here on this channel. So, I haven't decided yet if those videos are going to be over there or over here. We'll figure it out when the time comes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. You'll have to let me know what you thought down in the comments, how things are going for you, if you're experiencing any kind of uptick with returns or non-paying bidders and that kind of thing. Let me know down in the comments. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.